Yo, what it do, guys? It is your boy, Leon Mookie here, back with you with a new What If for you guys. This is What If Asta was Ragna's reincarnation. And I decided this because, well, I thought it might be kind of fun, to be honest. Originally, when I was thinking about doing a Black Clover What If about Asta, I was originally going to do that of what if Asta had dark magic, which would have been kind of fun, to be honest, mixing with anti-magic after all. But when I come down to it, it kind of didn't really seem kind of interesting. So I decided to do something a lot more interesting. I decided what if Asta was Ragna's, new life and new identity. Is since I've been on somewhat of a binge with Blazblue after all. I've been playing Calamity Trigger on my PS Vita, alongside that of Continuing Shift, and also I played Chrono Phantasma and then got back into that of Central Fiction. And I gotta say, damn, the competitive play for Central Fiction is still going on strong. Surprised Evo still hasn't brought that back yet for tournaments. But even so, this is going to be a lot more fun, if I'm going to say. Because I've been wanting to do a new Blazblue What If for a while now. Any rate, with all that said, let's get into this, shall we, guys? The boundary. The boundary, basically a space in between that of dimensions. The boundary is that of a tunnelway, a way for that of anyone to use it for their very needs. What the boundary needs its user who goes down there for its own needs, such as traveling back in time, creating an artificial human, going to a parallel world, or, for example, where the boundary truly lies in the deepest layers, the power of the Azure. The Azure being the most purest form of Seether, the purest form which can alter reality and space and time to the person's will as they see fit. The Azure, being a sentient form of power, has chosen many successors to protect and has chosen many things to protect itself, from the master unit Amaterasu to the destroyer Susanoo and the goddess of death Izanami. However, there was one figure that the Azure never expected to be its greatest and most powerful successor, that being Ragna the Bloodedge. Ragna the Bloodedge, an artificial created human which all he ever wanted was to protect his little siblings and live a normal and peaceful life. However, no matter what, this young man continues to suffer over and over and over again, from losing his family to nearly dying to losing his right arm. He constantly goes through hell and back, no matter what, no matter how much he tries to keep the things he wants to hold dear and protected gone. But through these experiences, through these hardships, and through all of the things that he has done in his time, he grew to gain back that family, grew to have comrades and friends, and even realized his very own existence was nothing but a lie, that he was a hero created for one person to save them from their misery, loneliness, and pain. That is why the Azure saw him as the perfect being, the perfect user of who he is. But realizing that his whole life is basically non-existent, that his life was basically causing so many people pain and misery over and over and over again, he decided to erase himself from existence so everyone he loves can continue living happy and satisfying lives after all. However, being erased from one existence doesn't mean he would be erased from another. After all, the boundary when it comes to the boundary, infinite potential can happen. Infinite layers, even infinite worlds opened up for one lone soul, from a soul that was never supposed to exist, from a soul erased from reality, from a soul to another world. And this soul would find to begin a new life, a new beginning in a world filled with magic, filled with undeniable powers. In this world, he would be no longer known as Ragna the Bloodedge. In this world, he would be known as a simple boy by the name of Asta, an orphan child in Hodge Village. Came to the same church orphanage alongside his childhood friend and foster brother, Yuno, with the two growing up together, with Asta being somewhat of a rowdy, but also somewhat of a, kind-hearted and hardworking kid, and is not afraid to speak his mind when need be, even though it seems like he's just being an angry jerk. As for Yuno, basically growing up as a timid and shy kid who was afraid of confrontation at the time. However, the two always became inseparable. However, there is one difference between the two foster brothers. Yuno had immense talent with that of wind magic, while Asta had no magic to speak of. However, to Asta, it didn't really matter at all. It didn't really matter if he had magic or not. To him, just being with his new family, foster siblings not by blood or not, that's what all that matters to this young man. Until that one night, with Yuno having to make that, being the only one that could basically do a package run for the preacher of the orphanage, as it being during that of a snowy night, with then soon Yuno being mugged and attacked by that of two drunkards, or that of muggers after all, as they were taking the one thing that he had to his name, the one thing that he had for him since he was taken to the orphanage, that being his real family's pendant, with then Yuno trying his best to take it back, but however, he's too scared, too afraid. Before then, both the muggers began hearing that of screaming and yelling. Before then, one of the muggers getting drop kicked by Asta, as soon everybody within both of them were shocked. However, the one that was shocked the most was Yuno, with then soon the other mugger saying, "What the hell you think you're doing, kid?" With then soon Asta jumping into the air, punching the other guy in the jaw, as soon bringing him down to his knees, before then grabbing the pendant from them, while soon tossing it towards Yuno, with then Asta screaming out, "Yuno, run! Go back to the church now!" With then soon Yuno saying, "But what about Asta? What about you?" With then soon the other guy saying, "Cheeky little brat!" With then the tall and lanky guy soon rushed towards Asta, as he soon dodged each and every one of his kicks so fluently, with then soon grabbing his leg, with then soon him tripping on himself and then landing in the snow, with then Asta letting go, saying, "I'll be fine, just go. I'll catch up, I promise." With then Asta giving him, a smile to reassure him that he'll be fine towards his foster brother. With then soon begins to run off back to the church, with then one of the other muggers saying, "Hey, get back here, you little shit!" With then soon Asta basically going to the guy's back, with then wrapping his arms across his towards his trachea, with then trying to choke him out, saying, "Let go of me, you little shit!" With then the pudgy guy soon throwing him over his over top of him, then slamming Asta to the ground, as then Asta tries to gasp for air. Before then, the tall, lanky, blonde guy basically slams his foot on Asta's stomach and chest. With then say, "You little brat, you orphan's little shit. You really think that you have the right to do what you want? Newsflash, you don't." With then soon, Asta couldn't help but grin, saying, "And what about you? Beating up a freaking 7-year-old, and even started beating on another 7-year-old? What does that say about you two? Pretty pathetic. Hell, I bet if you tried this with somebody your own age, hell, even a magic knight, you guys would be nothing but would be beaten and basically bloody on the ground. I would be surprised if you even go to jail." With Asta soon giggling, before then getting kicked to the face, and then kicked in his side and stomach once again, saying, You talk so much, you little brat. You want to play the hero? Then get beat like a hero after all." With then, the two continue to beat up Asta. With then, soon, internally, Asta thinking, "It's always like this." As in Asta's inner mind, as it's not the same boy that's on the outside. Internally, it being a white-haired, spiky, young, mid-20s older man, as he's wearing a baggy mixed martial arts gi with a couple of belts wrapped around him as well. With then, what stands out the most is that his left eye is green, just like Asta's. However, the right eye shows that it's red. With then saying, "It's always like this. No matter how much I try to do the right thing, I always get my ass beat, no matter what. Not only that, I don't even have the strength to fight back anymore. Seether doesn't exist in this world," which is surprisingly, given that it was the Azure that gave me a second chance in this world. So why? Do I always get to suffer? Do I not get a chance to just stand up for myself without power? Do I always just have to sit back and basically see my loved ones get hurt? And yet even without power, I still try to fight back. I still try to protect them. While I continue to either almost die or close to death. It never changes. No matter what, does it? With then, soon, in the outskirts, as Asta has tons of bruises and blood coming out of his mouth, with then even having that of a black eye as well, as the two thugs basically just done tired as they're panting, mostly due to this cold after all. But then the fat guy saying, "Duh, not even worth it anymore. Can't even steal that little brat's pendant anyway." With then saying, "Shame, thought we could even make some money." With then soon the fat guy saying, "Well, maybe we can make some money off this brat. We could probably take him to the black market, probably be selling quite a bit of worth after all being a kid." With then grabbing Asta by his hair, with soon one of them saying, "We'll probably have less of a price now, given how much given that we did rough this kid up," saying, "It doesn't matter. As long as he's still alive and basically still pretty young, we can get a pretty good price for him." With then, soon, certainly, the Ragna can help but think, so it's always going to be like this. This is how my life is going to basically end. Nothing's changed. My life is basically nothing but pain as always. As then, it almost seems like Asta's about to black out. However, a figure behind the two thugs appears, standing right in front of them, as this figure has that of an azure blue coat, covering his entire body, and even his face. However, the only thing that can be seen is his mouth, as the two figures haven't seen him, but Asta is able to see him clearly. If then, Asta wondering, who are you? Saying, "I'm somebody that was just like that girl that you knew back in your own world, the one that you called Rabbit." With then, Asta saying, Rachel. With saying, yes, I am an observer. However, unlike her, who is limited to her actions being an observer, I can take action though, due to me being an observer of the true Azure. With, tell me, Asta, no, Ragna the Bloodedge, do you want your power back? Do you wish to channel the power of the black beast that you once had? Channel the power of darkness that ripped souls, that ripped in hunger for souls, that scarred people's souls as well, and basically turned them to basically ashes once you were done with them. Do you wish to return to have the power that you once wielded as the Grim Reaper? Do you wish for that, Ragna the Bloodedge? With then, soon, Asta thinking, saying, yes, I want it, but I'm not going to use it for my own selfishness, for my own hatred, for everything that has happened, to destroying cauldrons, to fighting against Terami, to facing against the NOL, Saya, Izanami, Susanoo. It doesn't matter. None of them matter anymore. Right now, what matters is that I be able to protect those who I care about, those in the church, those who I see as my new family. So I want it. Give me the power that I once had. Give me the power that made me who I am. With then, soon, the observer couldn't help but smile, saying, and that will be accepted. But I let you know, unlike your original powers, which drawed on that of the Black Beast, this Azure Grimoire will not just draw on the Black Beast, but draws on the power of the true Azure. After all, your soul may be gone from the world that you once knew, but your soul still wields its immense power of the Azure. Wield it with great care, Ragna the Bloodedge. Or, no, I should say, Asta. Wield this power which you did before with great care, Asta. Within this, he soon pulls out his right arm from the Azure cloak, snaps his fingers. Within, a heartbeat soon beats through Asta's right side of his body, all the way down to his right arm. Within, the right arm being engulfed in that of black light Azure flames. Within him screaming in pain. Within soon, the fat guy that was basically grabbing onto him, basically realizing that he's been covered in that the kid he has is covered in flames. Within him dropping him and also being basically engulfed in the flames as well. Within him trying to pull himself, basically put himself out, saying, help me, I'm on fire. Within the lanky guy saying, hey, pull yourself out with the snow. But saying, I'm trying, it's not helping. Within soon, the other guy looking at Asta. Within Asta soon screaming as well. As soon, the black like Azure flames soon turn into a black crimson flames. And then those flames turning into darkness itself. Before then, a figure behind him, basically looking like that of a giant monster head of a demon. With soon, Asta's spiky pale green hair soon turns into that of a pure snow white. Within, on the right side of his face, his once pure green eye soon turns a crimson bloody red. With then him trying to catch his breath as he soon looks at his right arm, as then he blinks a couple of times before come to the realization that this arm is not his original arm anymore, that this is the arm that he knows all too well, the Azure Grimoire. With then soon the tall lanky guy saying, you little brat, you know magic? With then soon Asta couldn't help but test out his arm, basically flicking his fingers, trying to stretch them out. With then soon him looking back at the mugger, with then saying, "You know, I was gonna I was gonna try and let you guys go if you basically just beat me and left me on the snow, but you guys tried to sell me off to the black market, then you got another thing coming." With then soon darkness begins to flow across his right arm. Within the other guy basically stops screaming in pain as he's completely burnt as he passed out from the flames. Not still alive, but barely. With then soon the guy saying, You monster! Stay away from me! Stay away! As soon he runs off. However, within a fierce primal roar going through his body as he could feel, not magic, but he could feel the seether flowing through his body as he's basically turning the magic in the atmosphere into seether around his body, allowing him to get back his superhuman abilities and powers allowing him to access his Ars Magus. Within soon, Asta runs towards the guy at blinding speeds that even beyond that of a normal human in this world. Within him jumping into the air, screaming, "Hellspang!" as the darkness is coating around his right arm. Within it soon slam as it takes the form of a flaming claw. Within him slamming it down onto the tall lanky guy's face, slamming him into the ground, creating that of a small crater, which then knocks him out and basically evaporates the entirety of the snow around them. Within soon, the guy is completely passed out with blood basically gushing from the back of his head and also from his mouth and nose as well, with even a few teeth lost as well from the impact too. As Asta stands up from the crater, and then he soon cracks his neck, also cracking his shoulders as well. But then he couldn't help but also have that of a feral grin on his face, saying, "Won't lie, feels good to be back to my old self after all these years." Well, I'm only 7 years old, but still. With then soon, Asta basically walking back to the church, leaving the two thugs stay in the middle of the street, thinking that they're somebody else's problem, not his. Within him arriving back at the church, within he sees that Sister Lily, the preacher, and also Yuno are there as well. Within soon saying, "Were you guys waiting on me all this time? Seriously, it's pretty late, don't you think?" With then soon Sister Lily going to Asta and basically going down to his height, with soon wrapping him into a hug. With then Asta saying, "Sister Lily, you okay?" With then saying, "Asta, why are you taking this so casually? You're hurt. Look at you. You beaten, bruised, and so many bruises on you." With then soon noticing his right arm, saying, "Asta, your arm, what happened to you?" With then us saying, "Huh? Oh, I'm fine. I think it's a side effect of my magic awakening." With then soon, saying, "Your magic awakened?" With then Asta saying, "Yeah, it's no problems. Any rate, well, I'm just glad that you're safe. And the errand was fulfilled too, so nothing to worry there. As for me, I'm going to bed." With that, Asta suit heads in. Within, the preacher couldn't help but feel somewhat worried alongside Sister Lily. As the two of them have never heard of a magic awakening where a person's arm completely turns, black. Or rather, it almost looks like tons of wrappings basically mixed into to look like an arm. After that day, everything changed around the orphanage, as people no longer saw Asta as this magicless boy that basically had that of a bit of an attitude and always and somewhat nonchalantly lazy in a way. Now they saw him as this attitude, nonchalant boy with basically dark magic. However, some things did change. For example, during Asta and Yuno's, 10th birthday, to be fair, with then soon Asta and Yuno basically standing in front of the corpse of the giant demon, with on top of it being the statue of the first Wizard King. As Yuno is sitting on the fence, with Asta basically crossing his arms, leaning on the fence, as the two continue looking at that massive head, with then Asta saying, no matter how many times I see this thing, I still think it's pretty small. With then saying, you always say that. Seriously, what have you seen that's bigger than that, Asta? With then Asta saying, just it's stuff I've probably seen in my dreams. That's why I say it's pretty small. Saying, you can't compare something in reality to something in your dreams. Saying, can too. It's not that hard. With then saying, right. But even so, Asta, there's something I want to tell you. Saying, all right, shoot, little bro. With then saying, how many times are you going to keep on treating me like a little brother? Saying, until you start acting a lot more mature. That's why. So spit it out. With then, looking down, saying, ever since that day, about 4 years ago, when you saved me from those thugs and even got back my pendant as well, you got hurt so badly. You got hurt so badly trying to protect me and look after me. And then you woke in your magic. But even so, you had to get hurt so badly to do so. And it kind of made me feel bad, saying, seriously? You've been holding up? You've been feeling so bad because of that since that day? Damn, dude. If you felt that down and you felt so insecure and sad about it, then why not tell me ahead of time? Come on, we're brothers, remember? With then soon, saying, I know that. It's just that, I felt so weak. I felt so insecure and so pointless after so long. And yet, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of feeling weak and pointless. I'm tired of feeling like I'm pathetic. I want to change. No, I need to change. So I've decided. I'm decided to have a dream for myself. For somebody like me. With then soon Asta raising an eyebrow, saying, oh yeah? What is it? With then, basically getting off the fence and soon looking straight at his brother standing in front of him and standing right in front of the demon head corpse, with then saying, I've decided I'm going to become the Wizard King. With then hearing this, Asta was completely caught off guard, saying, oh yeah? You really think a crybaby like you can become Wizard King? Saying, I'll make it a reality. Just you watch. I'll train my magic day in and day out, no matter what. And this time, it won't be you protecting me. I'll be protecting you. And everyone else here at the church as well. So watch, Asta. With then, soon, Asta couldn't help but smirk. With then, soon, going to Yuno, as in this timeline, he's no longer he's not as short as Yuno, as he's almost the same height as him actually. Within him, basically patting his shoulders, saying, "And I look forward to that, So, don't give up on that dream. As for me, I'll support you. I'll continue looking after you and everyone else here, so you got nothing to worry about. Become a Magic Knight, become a Magic Knight Captain, and then become the Wizard King. Simple as that, right?" As Asta gives him that of a comforting, toothy smile, and added with his new heterochromatic eyes, it actually feels a lot more genuine. Within, couldn't help but smile, saying, Thanks, Asta. And just you watch, I'll make it a reality. I'll train every day and every night to with my magic and power, so I can become strong, not just in magic, but also in willpower and bravery as well. Just you watch. With then, soon, Asta sang, love to see that. If you want to start training, better do it now. As for me, if you like, I can basically do your chores for you, so you can have some more time to train. So get going. With then, saying, thanks, Asta. I'll see you around. See you back tonight. With then, basically running off. With then, Asta couldn't help but shake his head saying, kids. With then saying, that's quite ironic coming from you. After all, you are a child as well, Asta. With then saying, and I thought I was done with you. So, what does the observer of the Azure want? And given that you're an observer of the Azure instead of that of Takamakahara or the Master Unit, then that means you're quite somebody strong, an observer that can actually act unlike the rabbit could, and that of Terami as well. With then saying, you know your stuff, kid. Yes, like I said, I am a more powerful observer. Unlike those two, I can act. And unlike Noel Vermilion, who became the successor of the Azure, and then using its power to basically break him from allowing him to become that of a, observer that can act using it, I am a true observer of the true Azure. A person that can act between that, not just that of the original world where you came from, but a world and I can basically transcend the boundary without losing my mind, unlike that of Relius Clover. With then saying, so that's how powerful you are. Can I ask why an almighty observer such as yourself is here? With then, the man could help but say, please, you do not need to call me just a normal observer. If you would like, you can call me, how's the name Azure work for you? With then, soon, Asta raising an eyebrow saying, Azure? Seriously? That's the best you got? With then saying, well, the true Azure never bothered giving me a real name. And I'm not really too big on big complicated names that mean something. Azure is simple, to the point. After all, I'm wearing an Azure cloak for that as well. With then saying, alright then, but I got some questions. If you could answer them, I know you observers basically had to keep your little secrets and just basically play and try to have things play along, unlike that bastard Terami. Within saying, well, yes and no. As for me, my duties is that of a guide. My duty it's to guide you through this world and have a better life as well, for not just you, but everyone else here as well. Within, Asta saying, so, how's that? Personally, I would just prefer it if I could just live a normal life like I've always wanted for myself. I don't want to get back into basically beating the shit out of everybody that comes near me. That one night was just to protect Yuno. Simple as that. With then saying, I know, and I understand that. However, there are some things in this world that need to be stopped. Some people in this world that needs to be stopped as well. I know Ragna the Bloodedge, the most wanted fugitive that basically went against the NOL in his one-man crusade to destroy the cauldrons and put an end to the abusive and, corrupt government. The same man who also went against the odds multiple times against reality, a being who was never supposed to exist and yet erased himself from existence so his loved ones and friends can have a peaceful and happy lives, even if it's without him. I know that man doesn't exist. Who I'm speaking to is a remnant of that man, a boy who wants to protect those loved ones. And if you don't listen to me, those loved ones will be caught in the crossfire. Just letting you know this now, Asta. With then soon, the soul leader darkness of Asta's drive begins to erupt around him, even across the left side of his body. But then soon, turning to his right, as his red eye is glowing crimson, saying, "The hell do you want?" Within Azure, soon saying, "I want you to become the Wizard King." With then soon, Asta was shocked, surprised, and wondering, why? That's Yuno's dream. Why should I become the Wizard King? I don't even want that. Hell, I want nothing to do with that. With then saying, I understand that. It's truly understandable reason why you don't want anything to do with the Magic Knights. But you have to become one. It's the only way for this world to know peace. You have to. With then saying, find somebody else. Hell, use Yuno, for crying out loud. He'll do it. And I'll still and if you still want me to help, then let me help him. Let me help him achieve his dream, for Christ's sakes. But then Azure saying, you can help him, but you also had to aim for the same dream as well. With then you'll just be rivals. And if I last recall, you're not really a stranger to when it comes to sibling rivalries. Ain't that right? With then soon Asta's eyes widening, as then he begins to remember his time as Ragna, remembering his younger brother, Jin, and his younger sister, Saya, who was the vessel for Izanami. With then soon clenching his fist, saying, damn it, why is this always happening to me? Why? With then saying, that's just who you are. After all, you were created to always be the hero, the main protagonist. With then soon Azure saying, there's something I need you to take. Once you turn 15 years old, I'll be able to give it to you. So until then, wait at least 5 years. And also, hone your skills with Soul Eater again. Hone your old skills that you once had, after all. With then soon hearing that, Asta too turns around to see Azure. However, Azure disappears as he begins thinking about the situation that he's in, that he has to become a Magic Knight after all. With then soon Azure disappears, saying, oh, one more thing. If you think of Yuno as your brother, I will tell you this. You also do have another brother, but he's not just but I'm not just talking about one of the kids back at the orphanage that you're living in. I'm talking about a brother in this world. A brother to your birth mother, actually. To be fair, he's actually your adopted brother. 15 years from now, you may see him. So, keep your eyes peeled and be prepared. After that, soon Azure disappears once again, with then saying, damn you! With soon Asta looking down, saying, I have a brother, an adopted brother from my biological family? Just who are they? And where can I find them? With then soon Asta looking back at the demon's head, with then saying, one day, 5 years from now, I'm going to have to get ready for the Magic Knight exam. And not only that, I also have to strive to become the Wizard King. Well, that's gonna be something. Hope Yuno isn't too mad when I decide to do the same thing he is. With that, Asta soon leaves, heading back to the orphanage as he prepares, awaiting for the future that he has to be ready for. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Love to read them. So, what did you guys think? How did you guys like the first part? This is basically part 0, to be honest. I had to, well, get some things out. And for those who have played that, who are basically just got into Blazblue and haven't beat, well, Central Fiction yet, I am sorry that I basically spoiled it for you. My apologies, guys. But even so, I had to explain on how Ragna is Asta's reincarnation after all. So yeah. At any rate, if you guys like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification to keep up to date with my videos if you guys like the content. And also check out my Discord, gaming channel, side channel, and Patreon. All linked in the description below. So, with all that said, this is Leon Mookie, signing out. Later, guys, and hope you all take care. Shiro Kitsune, my lovely lady, you know what to do.
Hi everyone, this is White Fox. If you liked Leon's video, click the video on the left to see the most recent one. And if you want to see more of this, click the subscribe button and notification bell and check out his playlists. If you still haven't subscribed, do so in the center. With that said, I hope to see you again on my love's channel. Bye!